Welcome to boring Qi Gong class. And good for you for valuing the mundane. Because through dullness, I think we find a lot of richness in life and humanity. We find relaxation. We find not having to be exciting all the time so that those times are more valued. Love you. And so being able to treasure the boring things in life allows you to rest, to minimize drama, to just find peace and harmony in your simple, boring existence, which is so not boring. But anyway, hey Patrick, what's up? We're going to start by paying attention to our boring breath. Thank you for sharing on Facebook, Jeffrey. That's exciting. And also boring because we do it all the time, but that's a good thing. And yay, Rachel. I hope she makes it to class. And just a reminder, you can email me if you can't figure out how to chat. A lot of people sometimes have the technical block on their phone for some reason. So you can email me your intentions when we get to that point. But now let's just pay attention to our boring breath. Don't try to change it. Don't try to make it more exciting, more stimulating, more the best ever. Just let it be boring and real and just notice it. There's not enough boringness in the world right now. There's a lot of excitement and fear. Let's treasure the boring, the normal. Maybe add some toning, some sounds to your breath, some boring sounds. Doesn't have to be beautiful. It doesn't have to be your best practice ever. It doesn't have to cause world peace, even though it does. That came to my mind too, Patrick. Is it spelled the same way? But you can also just not dig and just do nothing and be boring. But it's also boring to dig because it's not being entertained by an exciting movie that stimulates you. It's boring to dig because you don't know what you're going to find and it's mysterious. It's not known. And that's what makes it boring to some, but also very rich. You find those worms, you find out what you're made of, which you might not want to know because it might be duller than you think if you want to be a superstar. And yet you are a superstar. Oh, it's so boring to just express a voice. So boring to just be like everyone else. Just have these bodies that need boring things like sunshine and water and food. People want to excite it with sprinkles and preservatives. Now notice your heartbeat as well, that boring heartbeat without which we would not live. Mm. Don't try to change it, just notice it. Perfect in its peace. Or maybe it's excited. Mm. A lot of people checking in here today. Welcome, everyone. It's so boring to have you here. It's just the same thing every Monday and Wednesday. Nothing exciting. Not like we have millions of people. Just the boring, beautiful group that we can be real with together. We're going to check in about our in tension, not our out tension, but our boring intention that we might think nobody cares about because it's just our intention. Simple and plain, but stating it is powerful. What is your boring need today? Whenever you're ready, you can share your name and your intention for class today. Your boring intention, of course. My name is Aviva, and my intention is to be bored here with all of you today, and to love you, and to be present for you, and to give you whatever you need knowledge-wise based on your intention, fun and boring exercises that we can do together. And I also have this annoying pain in my upper back, probably from lifting some heavy stones. So I would like to honor that as well today and transform that into abdominal power or whatever else the body wants to transform it into. Patrick Murphy says his intention for today is to dance to the rhythm of the humdrum. What a boring dance you speak of. And my eyes are a bit strained and contribute to the frequency of love. You're on the level. I did plan to do eye exercises today. Oh, your eyes don't contribute to the frequency of love. Your intention is to contribute to the frequency of love. How boring of you. And I love it. Okay, Jabri Black, your intention is to be here with you, give you attention with his intention, to share his energy and to focus on his hand and feet today. How boring. We always do the hands and the feet. And it's so beautiful too. How boring. We always wash the dishes. What are we going to do? Dance the dishes? Anyone else have intentions? I don't see any message symbols from the Yahoo Mail. Yahoo! I don't see any intentions from the boring mail. All right, so we will just breathe in our intentions. Also, feel free to share your intentions as we go. Release anything in the way. Breathe in your ordinary breath, so clean and pure. Release the having to be magical and impress people. Breathe in your boringness. Release your impressiveness. Breathe in your dullness. Like a nice solid rock. Release your fragile, shiny glassness. Breathe in your mundane strength that takes lots of practice and working out. That's so boring. Release the need to be stimulated and thrilled by outside sources. All right, we're going to start with a boring chakra cleanse. Are you ready? As we bore through the blockages of our chakrages, simply, we're going to do about 3 tones for each chakra and explore that area of the body and just become hyper aware, in a boring way, of course, of that area. Come to stillness in that area. Slow down to a more boring, relaxed frequency. Thumb is connected to the pinky and the ring. This is your first chakra. We're going to begin with the sound of lum. It sounds like the, which is a way more boring sound than ah. Lum. Feel free to be tone deaf. That is extra boring. Maybe Wednesday we should do extra boring Qi Gong, but that's kind of the opposite of boring. That's not exciting. It's just boring sounds still. We're going to go to the second chakra, the sexual organs. I know that sounds exciting, but it's still extremely boring. And we're going to put the left thumb on top for women and the right thumb on top for men. Okay. The sound is vum. Again, it sounds like the. Very boring sound, the most boring sound in our vowel vocabulary. I'm so boring that it's creating like a cat sound. Now this, my friends, if you're just logging in for the first time, you might not be aware that you can make this vocal sound called the gurgle. That's the official scientific term. Very boring. By breathing in, slightly constricting the vocal cords, and just letting out whatever comes out. Now what this does is it conditions the vocal cords, so it literally heals laryngitis from personal experience. But it also, in conditioning the vocal cords, this is an area where we hold a lot of emotion, so it might bring up more easily an emotion that's stuck in you. Or you could sing it. Either way, it's boring and beautiful. I cannot control my nostrils. They're very excited. They cannot be bored. All right, that was more than 3. It's getting too boring. We're going up to the tummy chakra now. This is how we do it. This is how we do it, people. Left thumb to the index and the ring finger. Okay. All right. And this is a little bit too exciting because it sounds like a different vowel. It sounds like hum. But that's okay. It can be, yes, they have flair. How dare they? It can be a little more exciting because there's a lot more excitement happening in the tummy because we eat and we excitingly put that in all of our blood cells. And we also process the emotions in the tummy area. There's also nerves there. like in the brain. My right hand is doing this too. I'm just lifting the left. Make sure you have space under the underarms and you're in a very boring position. I'll try not to drop things or fall because that won't be boring. I once witnessed for the first time as a child the "I have more injuries than you" excitement, which totally bored me and confused me. I think it's better to be boring and not brag about injuries, don't you think? Better to be boring and anonymous than famous, don't you think? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, now we're going to the heart. It's so hard to be boring here. There's so much feeling, but you know what? Feelings are boring. Okay, so we're going to bring the index finger down to the bottom of the thumb and connect the thumb to the middle and the ring, okay? And feel the boringness of your heart. Ugh, just always feels such similar things every day about life. And you might want to change it, and that's not boring. Stop trying to change your ability to feel and feel pain. I know it's boring, but it's you. It's how you work. It's how you filter. What? Just because an air filter is boring in a car, does that mean you shouldn't have it? No. It needs it to function. Yum. This also sounds like boring the yum. It was so boring to type that. Yes, it's boring, but that's okay. We can still slow down and feel our feelings because it helps us feel alive and not like robots. Yum. Thank you for being boring with me in the heart. Yum. Not numb. Numb is exciting. Numb wants stimulation. Boring is yum. I feel sadness like everyone else. I feel fear like everyone else. Just like everyone else. Boring feelings. Yum. Okay, throat area. Left thumb up. It also sounds like the, not ham. I know y'all are trying to have green eggs and ham out there. Left thumb up. Right hand goes around that left thumb. Right thumb is up. Now, boringly, bring the rest of your left hand against the second and third knuckle of your right hand. Okay, don't try to play the piano all excitingly. Connect the right thumb to the middle finger of the left hand, and then all the fingers come together there. Don't try to get it all flary and exciting. Just relax it. Relax under your arms. Gosh, it's so boring to do a chakra cleanse and balance ourselves, but man, it does make the energy feel better the rest of the day, doesn't it? Kind of helps you create things too. Kind of like when you have a clean kitchen, it's easier to create food for yourself. Why you gotta be so funny and exciting, Jeffrey? That's okay. This chant is getting me to be boring again. That's how I feel about not being boring. All right. All the fingertips together. This is a little bit too of an exciting a sound, probably because it's the intuition, which does get a little exciting. Because you get to see, like, fun things with that third eye. But it's still kind of boring. It's like, oh, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I felt that was going to happen. I'm not surprised. Yeah. Kisham. Kisham. It's kind of like how, when I and others post pictures of our food on social media. Oh, it's so boring. It's like, oh, that I ate that. Kisham. But it's also fun to share it, isn't it? Because it's so boring. It's like, these things have become my body. Look how pretty. Kisham. Kind of like sleeping. It's so boring. And then you got to have dreams to make it exciting or something. Okay. Thumb, 2 index finger. This is our last one. It is the connection to the collective consciousness, which is so boring. Okay. And it's a different sound. It's even got 2 sounds. It's ah plus ooh. Oh. Or it's oh. All right. Connect to that boring stream, that ocean that we're all connected to. Make a boring face while you're at it. I mean, if we get boring enough, we'll be like newborn babies, which are like so boring. That's why everyone just loves seeing every little movement that they make. All the giggles, all the farts, all the burps. Isn't it boring? And yet it's so exciting, right? Such a conundrum. We're going to go to the boring eye exercises now. But first, we're going to stretch the whole face. Squeeze and open. Ha! Squeeze and open. That's getting to baby boringness. Squeeze and open. Squeeze. Tongue out and relax. Out. Relax. Out. Relax. That's really good for actually the back of the neck. Out. Relax. We're going to start the eye exercises with squeezing them shut and then blinking as fast as you can. Do that 3 more times. And try not to look at the screen while you're doing eye exercises. Squeeze and blink. I'm yawning. It's so boring. And squeeze and blink. Okay, now, beautiful people, we are going to go up and down with our eyeballs. Are you ready? Here we go. Up and down. Up and down. Look at the boring wall or something. Up and down. And 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 up and down. Do your best to relax your eyes. I'm going to go right and left now. And right and left. And right and left. Do you suddenly get the feeling you could be bored? I could be bored with you forever. And right and left. 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 Right, left, right, left. Now we're going to go around in a circle. I know it's so boring. Just go all the way clockwise around with your eyes. You know what else is boring? Turning off your cell phone. That creates a perfect bored state of reality, which I encourage. Again. It's so boring to not get stimulated all day by messages and phone calls, isn't it? So beautifully boring and peaceful. And the other direction, counterclockwise. I love having boring friends too, who actually sleep at night and eat 3 balanced meals again. A day. That's so boring. And I love those friends. They're so dependable. All right. Good job. All right, now we are going to, I know, Patrick, it's so boring to be so aligned. Okay, so we're going to look at a finger, or if you want to hold, glasses to be even more boring, you can look at the boring object close up and then look at something boring across the way, like the stand for my light. Forward and back. Close. And maybe we should use Grover's voice. Near, far, near, far, near. I hope that's boring you. Far, near, far, near, far, near, far, near, far, near, far, near, far. I will say, because I have contact lenses in, these exercises are not as efficient. Okay, so now we're going to do the yo-yo, bringing that object close and then far away, both and far away. Let's turn to a more boring side. And now, my friends, to do the most boring eye exercise of all, your eyes don't even do anything. You rub your hands together and you create a Qi radiation at your fingertips. And you hold this over your eyeballs like a Qi bowl. And feel the gentleness of your hands and the pouring energy that your hands come out with. We're going to do this again. I think this wins the prize for the most boring thing that we're going to do in class yet, and the most refreshing. One more time for extra boringness. Excellent. Oh my goodness. We're going to stand up and do the boring thing that we do all the time, which is the Qi Gong form. Okay? So, all you boring people, let's stand up. And you're going to start by shaking. Bring your feet shoulder width apart. Knees are bent. Relax your shoulders. Relax your head so it's just kind of like perched on your neck. Relax your shoulders. Relax your hips. Feet shoulder width apart once again. Toes are pointed forward. Okay. Your yin hand, which is right for women, and this is the more boring hand, by the way. Left for men. Your more boring hand goes under the belly button, about 2 fingers below. And then the other hand goes above. Bend the knees, press in, and shake that belly up and down. Ho, ho, ho. And then the shoulders come up and down in the same rhythm. Now, what's really boring is that you all have your own rhythm. So you don't get to just do what I'm doing. You get to tap into your own energy and feel that boring rhythm that you have with your own energy. Okay. I just checked my Yahoo. My hot chew, because sneezes are more boring than cheers. And I don't see any messages from you all, so there are no new intentions that have come in. Shake, 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 shake. Shake, 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 shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, 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 shake. I feel like this is almost symbolic of rocking a baby. If you ever feel emotionally like no one's able to be emotionally boring with you because they're all trying to be all exciting, then you can just rock your baby and be boring with your own emotions with this position without having to figure out how they might be exciting. Boop. And then bring the bottom hand out, the boring hand. It's so boring that it needs to collect energy from the sky, probably to make it a little bit more exciting. It's so boring that it does the job of collecting. It just is so passive and still and dense. And then the top hand, which is the yang hand, it's a little more exciting. It gets to actively pull the energy up from the earth. And then we shake together. Shake, 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 shake. Shaky, 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 shaky. Shaky, shaky, shaky. And comes to stillness. Yeah, that song that you're talking about is so boring that it's just one chord the whole time. And it's about how being unknown is better than being famous because it's more boring. All right, so now we're going to relax the shoulders. And this is the second most boring thing we're going to do today. We're going to relax the left shoulder down and then just release it back up. At 39 minutes and 39 seconds, we did one of the most boring moves, I just noticed. And 3 times 3 is 9. That's so boring. And then the right shoulder down and release. That song is so old that it's Sunday songwriting number 6, which was released in 2013, 7 years ago. Actually, I'm not sure what month it was in. I think it might have been close to exactly 7 years ago. So keep boringly relaxing the shoulders from side to side and just let them relax back up. Don't be excited to bring them back up. Just down and then just boringly just release them. Back and forth. I wore boring black for you today to be extra boring. Dull colors, black and brown. my head's kind of like a peacock. I guess it's all that exciting thoughts. It's hard to calm the excitement in the thoughts. Why do you gotta be so funny about boring things, Shapri? It was such a boring song that I had to put pink hair on to make it exciting. You're right. Actually, it's exciting, and we need to stop all that excitement and get back to boredom. I think it's exciting everyone unnecessarily. Maybe we need to take a more boring approach. Back and forth a few more times. I think it's startling the way it's being handled now. We need a more boring, calming, pacifying, loving adult. Blah. Like Qi Gong. That's so boring. Such a boring way to deal with disease. All right, we're going to rotate that left shoulder back now 3 times. And the right side. I'm kind of exciting it with crunches. I need to just stop and be boring about it. The other side. Feel the connection to your feet. And the other side again. And the left side again. And the right side again. Welcome if you're just tuning in. I hope you're as bored as the rest of us. And then we're going to do both shoulders at the same time, 9 times. Try to be even more bored than you are. That's the goal. Get really. Like a boring, flat board. Slowly come up. Oh, that's good. You're being boring. It's good. You have boring shelter. You're not out there on the street trying to survive every day. You've got a nice, boring house where you're safe. All you single people out there, you've got some nice, boring time with yourself. It's a good thing. All you people in relationships out there, you've got nice, boring, one person that you get to connect with in very similar ways every day. Nice and boring. Oh, there's that boring breath. And it's so boring to hold space for each other's emotions. We just want to talk, 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 talk instead of just hold that space. Kind of like we just want to eat, 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 eat without taking the time to wash the dishes. Just want to get disposable plates. Just be done with it. Disposable emotions? What? What? And come up halfway. Reverse. Oh, it's so boring to not wear makeup. So plain Jane. So good and boring. It allows your pores to breathe, for the air to bore into it. Mm. Now bring your hands over your head. The boring hand goes over the head first because it's safely boring. It can be closer to you safely. And then the exciting one goes above that. So women, your more boring hand is the right one. Men, yours is the left. And breathe into the energy through your crown, all the way down to your boring feet. Filling up your energy like you're filling up a car with fuel. Just remember, if you use plants to make fuel, that's way more boring than digging into the ground with a machine for the oil. And that's a good thing. We need more boring fuel, like cannabis fuel. Don't you think? People think that's more exciting, but it's actually more boring. And then over your third eye, your mouth, your throat, your heart, tummy, womb area, and then out to the side. That's right. Such a boring, beautiful task to weed, both in your yard and also on your friends list on Facebook. Okay, now we're going to lift that left heel up. The hands are nice and boring at the sides. I don't want to see any of that or any of that. Just boring. And rotate that left knee towards the right. I've got a hot chew here. A hot chew message. Nope. It's just nothing personal. Those mass emails. And the other direction. Why is there a hot mail and not a cold mail? Cold's too boring for this world? That was exciting. I found some food in my teeth. Okay. Lift the right heel up and rotate to the left. I better have some boring water. Nothing added to it, just so pure, clean, and boring. Kind of like this hemp skirt. No plastic fibers there. Boring earth energy. And the other direction, please. Pretty please. With sugar on top. I mean, with boring mud on top. Oh, good for you. Boring tea is the best. Okay. I mean, it's so boring. Bring your feet together in a more exciting position. Try not to get too excited here. Try to keep it chill. Bend the knees and rotate as if you have one leg to the left. Not like you're an exciting mermaid or merman or anything. Just like a boring bamboo stalk. The other direction, please. Other direction. Mm. Mm. All right, now bring your feet shoulder width apart again. Now, like a tree in the wind, how boring is that? You're just gonna rock back and forth. So you're gonna put all the weight on the right and then all the weight on your left. I'm hearing some exciting noises out there, like something's being destroyed. And I wish it would be more boring out there. It's scaring me. Then come to stillness. I'm scared they're going to destroy the crepe myrtle tree. That's what my next Sunday song's about. Saving the tree. It's so boring to save trees, I know. And relax with the arms under the arms. And feel the energy of the earth just giving you energy in a very boring, simple, dull way. Not giving you like Shazam energy, but just like boring, like your feet are in a stream, like you're walking barefoot in the woods, like just real boring, simple energy entering your body. Okay, now you're going to bring the hands in front of your body, 2 fists away, under like the belly button area. Bend the knees a little bit, feet are shoulder width apart, and you're going to circle around to the left, keeping your body boringly aligned with this imaginary ball that you're holding. Maybe that's the wind and not a boring crane power tool. I'm not sure. You all getting bored yet? In the other direction? Yeah? Is there a wind over there, Jabri? Yeah, but you're right. That viruses are boring. There's so many of them around us all the time. It's just so boring. All right, open up wide the legs and bend the knees and lift the left arm all the way up to the ear and just let it float down boringly, really slow, back and forth. Okay. Feel free to smile when you're bored. Thanks for the thumbs up. I see that. Aw, thanks for joining us, JR. We're all getting very bored together with these boring movements, and I hope that you can enjoy the boredom with us. But it's going to get a little bit exciting because instead of just going up and down, we're going to do a nice, simple, boring change. We're just going to reach across the body. When you're really boring, then your breath gets deeper. Good, JR. Enjoy the boredom. I'm so glad you're finding this boring. That means you're doing it right. Now we're going to do something really boring, which is just going with your own energy flow. No instructions at all. This is the Wuji. This is entering the nothingness. For 5 minutes, just feel the energy. And I'm going to get away from the screen for those 5 minutes because you don't need to look at me. Just get into your zone and just feel the chi. And I'll be back in 5 minutes. Try not to knock anything down here. All right. Maybe I'll just stay here. One more minute. Of being in the pure boredom nothingness. It's so fun to be boring. I don't want to stop. I know you get so bored sometimes in Qi Gong class, you just fall asleep, JR. You're so good at that. I don't blame you. It's so boring. in such a beautiful way, bringing rest to the body. Okay, you all. Enough of the boring Wu Qi Gong. And thank you, Grandmaster Fu, for teaching that to me in such a beautifully boring way. I just put the stool on my pants, so I couldn't move. How boring. Now we're going to just focus on the hands and the feet for the rest of the class. Very boring. Is that the wind? All right, pull the thumb down and then do one finger at a time. Yeah, we'll do the boring hands before we go to the boring feet. Hi, boring hand. You're so boring. I love you. Well, I guess that'll wake you up, huh? A little exciting wind. And then bring the whole hand back. You cold? Are you outside doing the Qigong, JR? And the other direction. Yes, it's a beautiful, boring day. Those are the best, aren't they? The boring days, stuck inside. Other hand. Just having some boring soup, maybe some scribble soup with your family. Oh, you're outside at Ansley Mall. Wow. So you're doing a little Qigong in the middle of your workday? I used to work at Ansley Mall years ago, actually, at Chapter 11. On the other direction. Okay, now we're going to do this one. Clasp the hands together. It's a little bit exciting, so try to calm down when you're doing this. I know. It's like really exciting. Breathe. Oh, cool. All right, well, make sure you're wearing a hat. Staying warm out there. Don't get sick. That would be too exciting and not boring. And then together. Press the fingers together too, like this. All right. Finally, we're on our boring feet. Thank you for your patience, everyone. So we're going to start with rotating each boring little toe a few times in each direction. I know I tried to get it more exciting by painting my toes. What a mistake. We need to keep our feet boring as possible. All right, down the line. 3 turns in each direction and pull that boring little toe away from that boring foot. Oh my goodness. Going to each foot. Wow, JR, so you're outside at Ansley Mall. That's pretty exciting. You can practically teach this class as people come upon you. They can learn from your movements. As long as it's a boring color. I should put brown on it next time. All right, now rotate the whole ankle in the other direction. Pull the toes back and rub the bottom of the feet. And then between the toes. I know it's boring. We do this almost every class. But guess what? You also breathe every day and your heart beats every day. And that's nice and boring. Good for you. Now we're going to find a pressure point on the bottom of the foot and hold that. Now I'm going to get a little bit boring and put this Reno 28 on my feet because it's a gel that you can buy in the description below. And that is so boring because that helps me to sustain my channel and it helps me put food on my plate, which is also boring because then I have to wash those dishes, which is also boring. So find the point on the bottom of your foot and hold that for 20 seconds. I really needed some mundane money to be bored with. I really appreciate that, Shabri. 10 more seconds. And now, whoa, we're going to find another boring point under the knee. Might as well put some gel on my legs too. Okay. On the knee, about 2 or 3 fingers below, we are going to find a point. Yeah, thanks to this gel, my fingers healed right up in less than a few days. Woo, and they were bleeding from that exciting friction of the floor work I was doing. All right, and above here, about 4 or 5 fingers, find that point. Let's see. Oh, there it is, 20 seconds. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Oh, that is such boring broccoli. That is just how Scribbles like it. Plain. He doesn't like any cheese on it. He doesn't like any butter. Just plain Jane broccoli. Maybe with some boring oregano. All right. Now we're going to go to the other foot, but first I'm going to put a little bit of this on the wrists. Such good stuff. Y'all should buy it. You should totally buy it. It's in the comments below. And it lasts like, if you're not too crazy with it, it lasts like 6 months. It's so worth it. It's only like $40, I think. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. You might be like, ah! People. You should see how much painkillers are. All right. Other foot. Rotate each toe a few times in each direction. But if you come see me live at Golden Drops, I have, I think, one more discount one available that I'm selling for 30 or 35, whatever you got. Give you a little break. You know that would make a baby giggle. That is so boring that it makes baby giggle. And I'll rotate a few times in each direction with the ankle. I'm so looking forward to being bored the rest of the day. And I'm not rotating. I'm rubbing the bottom of my foot. I was trying to make it more exciting than it was. I always do that. All right. I'm so bored. Okay, now rub between the toes. Cute little toesy. Little baby toesy. Goo goo gaga. All right. Now you're going to find the point on the bottom of the foot, on the bottom of the foot, of the foot. All right, where is your point on this foot? Oh, there it is. 20, 19, 18, 16, 14, 13. I'm just trying to be a little exciting for the cats that are watching out there. They are so good at being bored by sleeping all day that they deserve a little bit of excitement, don't you think? All right. Now we're going to go under the knee, a couple fingers below. And all the goats that are watching too. It's true. I got pictures, proof. Goats do my Qi Gong class. No. I want to visit Tiger so badly. Maybe Tiger will visit me. I do have a bruise because I was being too exciting on my walk the other day. I was trying to climb this bar as if it was trying to balance on it and jump over it, and I hit my shin. All right, so now we're going to go on the outside of the leg. this side of the knee. 4 or 5 fingers up, you will find a point. All right, have a really beautiful, boring day, JR. Thanks for checking in and being bored with us together. We appreciate you. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Did I see that maybe the sun was coming out? 2, 1. Uh-oh. I just realized I had the stove on. I just heard it pop. Oh my God. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I had the water going like on low. It was really exciting for a minute, but guess what? It did not ruin that there was still a little water in it. It was so boring. It was amazing. Okay, so we just finished that foot. That's so boring. We're done. Any boring questions? Oh, wait. Let's do little boring pats up and down. Like little cats. Ooh, don't hit your bruise though. That kind of hurts and that's not boring. And then brush and I'll brush. Other side. All right. Any boring questions? Everything's okay to answer that question. Oh, good. I'm glad they like the picture. Anything you want to share? Any aha moments? Any challenge? You're so boring with your boring puppy. That's a good comment. Got some boring water. Yeah, I'm lucky that I drink cha water, plug for cha water, because my teapot doesn't have a whistle. It's glass, which is why I was worried that it would be breaking. But I put it on real low because I was just warming up water because I don't like it to boil. And it was not even boiling. After an hour and a half, it pops because there's minerals in this water. So like it makes it kind of react and pop when it starts to get hot. So I heard the pop. Pop goes the cha water. I love how boring class was today. It feels so revitalizing, kind of like walking on the beach or walking through the woods. It's such a boring activity. You know, there's not honking horns and big buildings and lights everywhere. That's how class was today. Just so boring. And it was so boring that my house didn't burn down and that the teapot didn't break. And it's all because of all of you boring people who joined me here today. And we can all be boring together. Group hug. And then we'll bow out. Bow wow. Okay. Let's pass this ball. It's so boring to get 15 hugs a day, but it's such a good thing. Other direction. Oh, it's the right thing to say. Okay, let's all hold this big boring ball together and bore it through the universe and just give boredom to everyone. 1, 2, 3. And now, optional bowing. Thank you, ancestors, for this boring knowledge. We appreciate you. As they giggle, xoxoxoxo. Thank you, all of you boring teachers out there. Xoxoxoxo. We fill ourselves with gratitude and compassion and boredom. And as we bow, we spread this out to the whole entire world. I'll see you on the flip side. That would be cool if that like pressed the end button. No, I don't think it did. All right. Keep on being boring. Make me proud.